one, you just twist this.
Put it when you put it down after I'm done.
Yes, please, because we've got littles.
And finally, I won't have to like hunch over for it.
It's not often that I get somebody as tall as I am, Doug. I'm sure you can say the same thing.
Yeah, well, there's that. Like, that's why I used to sit down for people. It's like, like instead of like hovering over.
Yeah, everyone pictures I'm back.
Yeah, pretty much that's the case.
Good morning. It's a joy to have you with us. Welcome to DePage Unitarian Universalist Church. As you enter our sanctuary, please rise in body and spirit and join me in our welcome song, This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Put your hands together. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We're building up the world. Building up the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Building up the world. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Welcome, everyone in the round today. Welcome to the Sunday morning worship service at DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Doug Coker-Cowan, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees of the church. Unitarian Universalism is a faith tradition committed to creating a just and flourishing world for all. Our Universalist theology tells us that every person is worthy of love. Thus, when we say, whoever you are, wherever you are, on your life's journey, you are welcome here. This is our message of love to you, inviting your whole self into this space to help co-create a world centered on our values. We invite you to learn more about us and consider joining this community to enact our values of equity, justice, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. We have an announcement. We are collecting gifts for PADS guests today, this holiday season. Please take a tag or two from the Christmas tree as you walk between Creeves Hall and Sanctuary. Please help make PADS adults and children's lives a bit brighter. Place wrapped gifts with tag attached under the tree by December 28th. Thank you very much for that. Now, if you are online, I invite you to greet each other with a chat, and if you are present here, I invite you to turn to someone you do not come with and greet them with a wave and a good morning greeting.
Good morning again. It's the holidays, I know. Everyone's excited to connect with each other, but we're moving on. For those of you who have had the opportunity to be a part of the worship planning process, and I know a lot of us have, I'm sure you've experienced just how many different factors can influence the direction and substance of any given worship service. In the case of today, simply the schedule of what is typically a Christmas nativity pageant falling on the same weekend as two evening solstice services led Steve to build this really cool and super interesting pageant that we're all going to get to experience. And I think it's such a cool and beautiful example of our overlapping theologies and pluralistic and diverse community and family. So, I'm going to sing you a song about a different family who also faced the collision of differing theologies all around the holidays. This is Dar Williams' The Christians and the Pagans. Amber called her uncle, said, "We're up here for the holidays. Jane and I were having solstice. Now we need a place to stay." And her Christ-loving uncle watched his wife hang Mary on a tree. He watched his son hang candy canes all made with red dye number 3. He told his niece, "It's Christmas Eve. I know your life is not our style," she said. "Christmas is like solstice, and we miss you, and it's been a while." So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, best that they were able. Just before the meal was served, hands were held and prayers were said, sending hope for peace on earth to all their gods and goddesses. The food was great, the tree plugged in, the meal had gone without a hitch, till Timmy turned to Amber and said, "Is it true that you're a witch?" His mom jumped up and said, "The pies are burning," as she hit the kitchen. It was Jane who spoke. She said, "It's true, your cousin's not a Christian, but we love trees, we love the snow, the friends we have, the world we share. And you find magic from your God, and we find magic everywhere." So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. Where does magic come from? I think magic's in the learning. 'Cause now when Christians sit with pagans, only pumpkin pies are burning. When Amber tried to do the dishes, her aunt said, "Really, no, don't bother." Amber's uncle saw how Amber looked like Tim and like her father. He thought about his brother, how they hadn't spoken in a year. He thought he'd call him up and say, "It's Christmas and your daughter's here." He thought of fathers, sons, and brothers, saw his own son tug his sleeve. "Can I be a pagan?" Dad said, "We'll discuss it when they leave." So the Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. Christians and the pagans sat together at the table, finding faith in common ground, the best that they were able. Lighting trees in darkness, learning new ways from the old, and making sense of history, and drawing warmth out of the cold. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We light our chalice for the center of our faith, love. The love that we tend to is not weak or anemic. It is mighty and gentle. It is righteous anger and kind graciousness. It is a love birthed in the fires of a tradition, rooted in justice, and strives to bend the moral arc of the universe so that someday we might find a true beloved community.
On this, the fourth week of Advent, we first relight the candle for hope. Hope is an active practice, not guaranteed, but rather a seed we tend to in our hearts. Our second candle is relit for peace. In a world for conflict and strife, peace is one of the many things we hope for and one of the many things that calls for active participation. Our third candle is lit for joy. Joy is not empty or hollow. It is the thrill of the first snowflake, the wonder of the holiday season, the spark in a young child's eye. This week, we light the candle of love. This is love of the highest order, calling us to our best selves.
The love of God with us does not come as mere feeling or sentimental fluff. Love cannot be imposed from on high. Love is our greatest commandment, tending tenderly to God, to others, and to self. The love of God with us is love in action, radical love practices, redistribution of resources and risks, solidarity with those most exposed to threat, hospitality to caravans, refugees, migrants, and sojourners, caring for those we've been taught to despise or fear. This love is fierce and tender. It defies unjust rules and flattens hierarchies of value. The love of God with us is collective, liberating us from deadly alienation. Love is gestating in darkness. It comes unexpectedly. Love invites our expectation and demands our participation. Prepare the way for love and flesh. May love be birthed among, within, and throughout us this Advent.
Welcome, beloveds. Welcome, seekers, makers, storytellers, dancers, elders, children, musicians, and dreamers. Welcome to this turning of the year. We are here to remember something ancient, older than churches, older than cities, older even than writing. We are here to remember how people once learned meaning from the turning of the earth. They watched the sunrise and sunset. They listened to birds, to wind, to rivers, to seeds sleeping in the soil. And they marked time, not with clocks, but with the wheel of the year. Let the wheel come forth.
For the skies, for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures, in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning home to our blue green hills of earth. You may be seated.
People watched the sky. The rising sun, the setting moon, the slow growing of crops, the falling of leaves, the changing of seasons. Our stage is set with a wheel of characters representing the different Sabbats. They are primarily pagan holidays. The word pagan means country dweller, people who listened closely to the land. As the sun and moon entwined in their celestial dance, the elders followed a lunar calendar with 8 major festivals that honored both God and goddesses. Like spokes on a wheel, they marked the endless turning of birth, life, death, and rebirth. Each one has a voice. Each one has wisdom to share.
It must be remembered, though, that pagans in the southern hemisphere celebrate the solstices and equinoxes just as northern hemisphere pagans do, but the seasons are reversed. That means when it's winter solstice in the northern hemisphere around December 21st, it's summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. When it's spring equinox in the north around March 20th, it's autumn equinox in the south. And so on through all 8 Sabbats of the wheel of the year. Many southern hemisphere pagans simply flip the wheel, celebrating each holiday in alignment with their own seasonal cycles, so the rituals, symbols, and meanings fit their lived experience of the earth's rhythms. Our pageant today is based on the northern hemisphere, and we begin with the darkest night of the year.
I am winter solstice, the longest night. When I arrive, the world is quiet and still. Trees are bare, earth sleeps. Shadows stretch long across the snow. But inside this darkness, something is beginning. A spark, a promise, the return of the sun. And now, as light grows slowly, I call upon Candlemas.
I am Candlemas, also called Emblick, the festival of the goddess Brigid, keeper of the flame. The winter still wraps the land, deep underground, seeds are stirring. Roots stretch, sap rises, buds begin to dream. On my day, February 2nd, we bless candles and look toward the coming spring. Today, many celebrate this day as Groundhog Day, but long before there were groundhogs, there was the quiet promise that life always returns.
I am spring equinox, when day and night are equal. Light and dark balance in perfect harmony. It is time to plant seeds, to dye eggs, to welcome baby birds and bright blossoms. Some call me a star. The earth is waking, and everything is full of possibility. Many connect spring equinox with Easter, a holiday of birth and of rebirth and new life. The rabbit, the egg, the flowering branch. They are older than any one religion. They are symbols of spring itself.
Please lift your voices with me once more and rise as we sing hymn number 38, Morning Has Broken. And we'll sing verses 1 and 2.
I am Beltane, the festival of fire and love. On April 30th, I celebrate the joining of God and Goddess. On my night, fires leap high to bless fields and flocks. Couples join hands. Ribbons twist around the maypole. I am the time of desire, joy, and laughter, when everything is alive and blooming. Beltane is also known as May Day. The maypole and its twining of ribbons represents the joining of God and Goddess. This festival celebrates the sacred union of energies, the dance of life creating more life.
I am Yitha, which is the celebration of summer solstice, the youngest day. This occurs around June 22nd. The sun stands highest in the sky. Fields grow full. The world hums with warmth. Some call me midsummer. Even though summer begins today, this is also the peak of sunlight.
I am Lamas. I celebrate the first harvest. The grain is cut, the bread is baked. We thank the earth for feeding us. Lamas, or Lunasa, is celebrated August 1st or 2nd. It marks the first harvest of the year, especially grains. Traditionally, people baked bread from the first cut of wheat and gave thanks for abundance, hard work, and the cycle of growth. Spiritually, Lamas honors gratitude, sacrifice, and preparation, recognizing that what nourishes us now comes from seeds planted long ago and effort shared by the community.
I am Mabon, the fall equinox, which is celebrated on or around September 22nd. Again, day and night are equal. I represent the pagan Thanksgiving. It is a time when we celebrate the harvest and are thankful for the bounty we have reaped. The harvest is gathered, we give thanks, we share the bounty, and we remember we belong to one another.
I am Samhain, the thinning of the veil. This is the night where we remember our ancestors, the ones we love, the ones who shaped us. We place candles in the windows and food on the doorstep so that souls may travel safely. Life and death are part of the same great cycle. Samhain is celebrated on Halloween or October 31st. It's a time of celebrating life and death. It is a celebration to honor our ancestors.
And we again are back at Yule, or winter solstice. This is a holiday that celebrates the longest night of the year.
I am Yule, the winter solstice. Many who celebrate me decorate trees, referred to as Yule trees, which is often decorated with berries, rosebuds, and cinnamon sticks. Over time, people all around the world added their own ideas and stories, and eventually this tradition grew into the Christmas tree many families use today.
A tradition that has been held at this church for many years is our mitten tree. We start with a bare tree and decorate it with mittens, gloves, scarves, and hats. These items are then given to children whose families might not be able to afford them otherwise. At this time during our offering, we are going to decorate our mitten tree. If you brought any items to donate, please line up to decorate the tree. We will decorate our mitten tree and take the offering during the same time.
Giving of our treasure is how we reciprocate the many gifts we are given by this community and how we live our values in the world. Each Sunday, we offer our financial gifts to both this congregation and to an organization that gives life to these values and makes a difference in the world. The December special collection for the Care Closet was nominated by DUUC member Chris Cooper. It is a Plano area school district resource which provides clothing, hygiene items, and school supplies free to any Plano area school students in need. The Plano School District students are more than 60% low income and greater than 50% Latino with many immigrant families. They are also a significant number of unhoused students. Although the school does not identify undocumented students or families, we know that many in the community fear deportation. In these uncertain times for our immigrant families, this project provides a measure of support for vulnerable families. As we pass our offering plate, know that it is a vessel that connects us to each other through our gratitude and our generosity. So give freely your thankfulness and abundance so that our values can take forever hold in our world.
At winter solstice, candles remind us that even in the longest night, light is already on its way back. Each flame symbolizes the returning sun, the warmth of community and the inner light we carry and share with one another.
A Yule log is often burned throughout the solstice night. It provides light for the longest night and offers hope that light will return to the sky. Ashes from the Yule log are scattered on fields to encourage early pieces, and pieces are often kept to protect the house from fire and lightning or to ensure bountiful crops or easy to birth enough calves.
Decorating in red, green, and white in celebration of the winter solstice is as old as the Druids, who hung a sprig of mistletoe over their threshold as a charm to bring good luck during the next year. It is replaced each year. The Druids cut the mistletoe from the oak tree with a golden sickle. The branches had to be caught before they hit the ground. The Celtics believed that the mistletoe held the soul of its host tree. In Scandinavia, mistletoe is a plant of peace. If by chance enemies met under mistletoe, they laid down their arms until the next day.
The winter solstice wreath began an ancient symbol of cycle of seasons, evergreen branches alive and green, even in the darkest, coolest days, represented endurance, hope, and the promise of life's return, shaped in a circle with no beginning or end. The wreath reminded people that the sun's light would return and that the wheel of the year would turn again.
Wassail has deep roots in ancient winter solstice traditions. The word comes from Old English meaning be well or be in good health. It was originally a ritual blessing for the land, the community, and the coming year. People would carry spiced cider or ale through orchards, singing and offering drink to the trees to wake them and ensure a good harvest. Over time, wassailing also became a door-to-door winter custom of singing, toasting neighbors, and changing good wishes during the darkest days of the year.
Feasting during the winter solstice is a way people have long gathered in the darkest, coldest time of year to share food, warmth, and companionship. These meals celebrate survival through winter, express gratitude for the harvest that sustained the community, and remind people that abundance is created by sharing. In many traditions, solstice feasts also mark hope and renewal, honoring the return of the light and the promise of life continuing.
In pagan and Wiccan lore, the Oak King and the Holly King are seasonal rulers locked in an eternal dance. The Holly King rules over the dark half of the year, growing stronger as the days grow shorter while the Oak King rests.
At winter solstice, the Oak King is reborn and defeats the Holly King, bringing back the light and the return of longer days. Their story reminds us that darkness and light take turns, each necessary and always giving way to other in an endless sacred cycle.
Please stand and body your spirit and join us in singing It Came Upon a Midnight Clear.
This on the earth In many pagan and goddess traditions, the crone is the wise, ancient aspect of the divine feminine, the one who knows the cycles of life, death, and renewal. At the winter solstice, she symbolizes the turning of the year, the necessary dark before the return of light. She holds deep wisdom, guidance, and protection through the longest night.
The Great Mother embodies the womb of creation, the source of life that lies quiet beneath winter's stillness. At the solstice, she is often understood as the cosmic mother who births the returning sun, or the Oak King. Her presence represents nourishment, rest, and the quiet gestation of new beginnings. Together, the crone and the Great Mother show winter not just as cold or barren, but as a sacred pause, the dark that teaches, heals, and prepares the way for rebirth.
To the ancients or country dwellers, it appears that the sun and moon stopped in their flight across the sky. Some pagan traditions have us retell an ancient story of the rebirth of the sun god or the birth of the unconquered sun god. Come on, come on, come on.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, sun, here it comes. Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. It's all right.
Our pageant is ending. Our time has passed. I leave you with blessings. May your hearth be warm. May your table be full. May your sleep be peaceful. May your heart be light. May you know that you are loved and may the returning sun find you ready to shine. Please stand in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 235, Deck the Halls. Please join me in our extinguishing words and also thanking our cast of characters for our pageant. Join us for hot cocoa and cookies and crafts out in Creeves Hall, and we may have a special visitor sometime while we're doing that. We extinguish the light of this chalice, but not the light in our hearts. Until we meet again, may the warmth of our community carry you.